Hello everybody, it's Jennifer with creativecrooked.designs.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to show you how to do a paper piecing. Of course I'm going to be using Scraptstical Kreations file because that's the design team that I'm on. So what we're going to do is we're going to make an easel card, and we're going to be using the Little Boys and Their Toys paper pack from the Paper Studio. We're using actually this one right here to do the pattern paper for our card. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I have not put my paper piece together, hence that's why I'm going to show you how to do it. Everything I cut out, I used my silhouette cameo, so I have all my pieces on my mat. And how I go about cutting them is I just go in and I color coordinate it. So everything that I want in brown is right here. Everything in yellow, gray, black, green, white, the black I forgot. And then, you know, all my colors, I go in and I put them on there. Now, so what we're going to do is I grab usually a white piece of scratch paper, you know, from your printer that you might have printed something out that you don't want or whatever. And then my Cricut spatula. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all my pieces off my mat. And then we're going to ink them and then put them together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so I took everything off of my cameo mat, and now I have them kind of pieced by the bear and then the accessories. And then for my bear, I use the Color Box chalk ink that, let's see, I just got a refill. I don't know if there's an actual name for it. Chocolates and Blueberries is what it is. Chocolates and blueberries. But it has chocolates and then some blues, some darker blues. So that's what I use, and I use the dark brown for doing the bear's body parts, like the head, the ears, the hands. So all I'm doing is I'm taking the image and I'm just, or the cut, and I'm just inking right around the edges, same as you would ink, you know, your pattern paper when you're putting it on your card or whatever it is that you're inking. You're just, whoops, going around all the edges. And then Coordinations cardstock has like a white core, or you can see that it's a little bit different color than your actual cardstock. So you definitely want to ink or chalk your edges. So what I always start with is the head to my bear. So I'll get his ears, his head, and the muzzle. Okay, so that's what we have. I'm going to try to watch my camera to make sure that I include you in on so you can see what I'm doing. What you're going to need is some kind of tweezers and some little glue, some zit glue. And then I'm going to attach my muzzle. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue the back. Put it, I usually have it hang over just a little bit on the bottom. And everybody's bears are different. They look similar, but people choose to put them together differently. And it's really your preference and how you want to do it, since they're for your scrapbook layouts or your cards. So however you feel comfortable and what you like, that's what you're going to want to do. Okay, so then I'm going to put his nose on, which I go a little bit over the muzzle, doing that as well, and then the eyes. And we do the pointy side towards the top. And then just move them around till it looks good to you. Okay. So then we're going to go ahead and put the head on the body. So go ahead and put some glue on there. Okay. Then we have the pants. And I do it this way. I'm not really sure. Or did I do it this way? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go like this. So then what I'll do is I'll hold them down, glue the top, and then put him over the top of it, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the shoes, and they have these two little white soles that go on them. So I'm going to go ahead and put the sole on the shoes. Sorry. Okay, then we'll bring the bear back over and then we'll put the shoes on the bear. Try to get it so their feet are straight across and they don't have one leg longer than the other, which I've done before. It's all kind of takes practice of doing them, and eventually the eyes and nose will get better as you work with them. So then I have my shirt sleeve that I'm going to put on my arm. I'm just lining the sleeve with the end of my bear's arm on both of them. Okay, and then when you're putting the arms on, you're going to want to look at the, well, I look at the picture to what I'm doing, just to get a grasp for what it should look like. So then I'm going to put some glue on the sleeve. Okay. Put more glue on the sleeve. It has to stay there for a little bit. Okay. And then the other one is going to go on the top because he's going to be holding the dozer. Okay, and then here's his little hands. What we're going to do is we're going to move from the bear. We'll get back to decorating him, putting his face on and everything, but we're going to move over to the dozer. And we're going to get all those pieces. Onto our white cardstock so we can see them very clearly. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put that together. So we're going to get our tweezers out and go ahead and get it adhered. Like that, and then our little wheels. Okay, and then that is going to go on top of here. So I'm just going to place some glue at the very bottom. Okay, goes like that. And then we have our window to the dozer. gonna go right about there. Then we have our itty bitty doorknob to get into the dozer, which is gonna go over here. Okay, and then we have our little scooper, dirt pusher, and that goes on it like that. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to move our bear back over. Excuse me. Move the bear back over, and then we're going to go ahead and slide our dozer in here like he's holding on to it, like it's a little Tonka truck. And then we're going to go ahead and put some glue on him just to help stabilize it. And then we put our hands on it, whoops, to hold it down, like he's holding the truck. Just like that. Okay. And then what we're going to do real quick is we're going to go ahead and do up his face. So I'm going to get my chalks and my pens. What you'll need is some kind of chalk for the cheeks, a white gel pen, which is right here, and a black micron pen. Something that has very, very thin edge, maybe a Sharpie would work. And we're going to go ahead, so we got our white gel pen, our micron pen, and our chalks. So for the chalks, what I do is I take a little makeup brush that I have squeezed into the side over here. I need to grab. There we go. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the brush, and then I'm going to put it on his cheeks. Okay. Try to zoom in. Okay. So then I'm just going to put a little bit on the cheeks. And then I usually rub it in with my finger. Okay, like that. Don't really want a whole bunch, just a little bit. And then I'm going to make his little mouth. So I just take a line, curve it, and then put a little circle at the end. That. And then for his eyes, I'm just going to actually do the center of his eyes so I can figure this out. So then I'm just going to make his eyeballs with like a reflection, and then the whites of his eyes. Okay, and then just a reflection on the nose. Sorry. So then I have his eyes, and I just did like a little piece on his nose, and then the whites of his eyes, and then the eyelashes. I'm just gonna go and put like 5 or 6 marks. And then just kind of go over them again, thicken them up. And then I'm just going to put a couple on the bottom, like that. And then I'm going to make his little freckles. Fix this one. Okay. So that is our finished bear's face. So like I said, we're making an easel card. So what we want to do is we want to zoom you out so you can see what we're doing. So I have a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 11 inches. You're going to score it from left to right at 2 3/4 inches and 5 1/2 inches. So then when you have it scored, it's going to look like this. Okay. Then for your card layer where you're going to put your images, you need a piece of cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then however you want to layer it. So I have 2 layers. So then I have a piece that's 4 by 5 1/4, and then a piece that is 3 3/4 by 5. And what we're going to do is we're going to get out our ATG gun, and we're going to adhere the card base together. And then I'm going to use my foam pieces that I used a long time ago. And we're going to go ahead and pop him up. So I'm just going to cut some foam. And I'm going to put it on the foam. And you do get like stringies, like hot glue, but just make sure you get them pulled off. And if you push it into what you're doing, it helps alleviate that. Okay, so I'm going to put him somewhat in the center right here. Okay. My glue cover back on. And then we have our other piece that we want to work on, which is going to be the sentiment part. So we're going to go ahead and adhere that top layer to the bottom layer. And I usually try to find some scratch paper to stamp my image to make sure that I'm gonna like it, I guess. I'm doing it at a bit of an angle. Okay. Like so. And then I'm going to adhere my cones. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our card base together. So what you would do is you will put glue on this part of your card base only. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it up so that I don't lose track of where I need to be and put glue in the wrong spot and then have my whole card glued together. And you kind of want to put a lot on there because you want to make sure that it's going to stay. So you're going to line up your pieces. Okay. Just kind of press it down a little bit there. And then what you're going to need is your foam tape again for this part. Just way over here. And I'm probably going to cut a big piece. A couple big pieces. Because I've got plenty to spare. And that will make it more, I don't know if I would call it durable, but you want your card base to stand up. I mean, you may not want to use something that is so thick if you're going to be mailing it, because then you have to pay extra postage, but if you don't mind, or if you're not going to be mailing it, then it will be fine. Okay, so then I'm gonna put my glue onto my foam. And this foam you can find at Michael's in like the artsy section or whatever. Get a big pack of like, I don't know if it's 20 or 25 or something, for a pretty decent price. And then what I want to do is I want to put this on here, but I want a little bit of a border around it. So I'm going to go ahead and place it right like that. And I'm just holding it there for a little bit. And then that's our easel card. And then to mail it, you would just take this piece down, and then it will fit in a regular standard A2 size envelope. So I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.